Welcome to this video. I'm going to show you the custom handling in CRIMS. Now, what are we going to see or rather learn under that? That is how to receive goods, how to issue them, how to do the billing, how to record the wastages, and that will be it. Now, back to the system. How do you receive customer goods? It's very simple. You have got this particular button here called News Token. What you need to do is just click the button and get to this page within which you'll just have to select the customer. So for example, my customer is Winnie. You just have to select the search for the customer name, and that is Winnie. If the customer is not existing, you can always register the customer, and I can register test customer, and that is Purity Mary, and of course give a name. Or rather phone number, and just click save. If you have got other information, you can fill those other information. So I'll just save that, and of course I have my customer created here, that is Purity. You can search by name or by phone number. I'll have to add the items. Let me say she's coming in to store avocados. You can search for avocados and insert it there. What is the weight in? Of course, per crate, maybe 20 kilograms for this particular crate one. I can add more items. Let me say now Purity is having more than 20 kilograms. Let me say 28 kilograms. So if a crate maximally can carry 20 kilograms, I can still have the spillage taken to the next crate and of 8 kilograms to the next crate, crate 2. And I can even add another item using this button here. This button helps you add more rows, and this one helps you remove them. So I can have bananas, of course, as well. And these bananas, maybe 10 kilograms of bananas into crate 3. Once I'm done with that, I just click submit, and the system shall have stored this particular, or rather received this particular goods. Now, an SMS will be sent to Purity, that is through this particular phone number, the phone number they gave during registration. And in that particular message, there's this particular serial or reference number, which will help you retrieve this record whenever they'll come back or send someone to come and pick this particular goods. Now, how is the message looking like? This is how it looks like. Just give you a snippet. This is how it looks like. This is the reference number. Of course, these are stocking the items and the crate numbers, and of course the county. So that is the sample message. So this reference number is what they'll come back with and present to you, so that you can always locate that particular transaction in the system. If they don't receive the SMS, you can always resend through this particular button here. Can send you or resend that particular SMS. Now, all these transactions are deposited in this particular section, that is tokens. So whenever they come back to retrieve their goods, you'll have to navigate to sales tokens and ask for the reference number, which you will type in here. You can type it there. If it's accurate, like UMN, that is the last 3 characters, the system will retrieve that. Or you can just type in the customer name, like Purity, and the system will of course retrieve this record. What next? Click on the plus icon action and click edit. On edit, of course, the system will display for you this particular information, automatically calculate for you the number of days taken, and of course what you need to do next is just to enter the weight out. So if that is a weight out, and on this 20 kilograms, of course the total weight out is 20 kilograms. And on this particular other crate, that is crate 2, let me say the weight out is 5 kilograms. Why 5? Because 3 are damages or wasted weight. Wasted weight is when a product goes bad. So you have to remove that particular weight which has gone bad. If a product loses weight because of maybe draining moisture or water content in it, I'll not record that as a wasted weight. So this is only the weight for goods spoiled or gone bad. So that is what I'll enter into that particular section. And of course, there is a very important question here. Do you move Do you want to move this to stock out? The question is very simple. Do you want to generate an invoice for this particular customer? And of course, it is a yes, because you come to collect your goods and I'll have to generate the invoice at the time of collection, not at the time of storage. So I submit, and that will help the system do the calculations of the invoices, tabulate the number of days. And so here we are. This is the invoice. So this is the invoice which has been generated, and of course you can never edit an invoice as it is in the invoice section. All these invoices are found under stock-ins, that is the sales, stock-outs / invoices. So you'll find this invoice there, and of course you can always open to see what was the component of a given invoice. So the total amount that Purity should pay is 30 shillings given 1 day, and of course for this particular 3 crates. Now, how do I receive this payment? There is a manual way of receiving payment. If you scroll down, that is through this particular form, where I just specify the amount. The system will automatically pick that. The date, of course, is the current date. The system, of course, will as well pick that automatically, and specify the payment mode. Of course, this should be M-Pesa, and enter the M-Pesa code. This M-Pesa reference number, it is given or provided by M-Pesa upon payment. And of course, I can specify the person who pays, in this case Purity, and receive payment. Once I do that, this particular transaction will be reconciled. We have got other options like the STK push, which will allow me insert the number and the amount and trigger push to your phone, or just the M-Pesa till transaction whenever someone pays, and this is retrieved into, of course, the system. So currently I'm going to do the manual reconciliation, and once I do that, it will be successful. It will reload, and here I have got my transaction reference received by John, that is my account, and of course the amount, and there's a balance of 0. If I need to send a receipt, I can do an SMS receipt by just hitting this SMS receipt button. So that is the customer journey of how you're going to receive the goods, how you're going to generate an invoice whenever they come collect them, and of course how you're going to manually reconcile that particular payment, that is payment against that particular invoice. All these invoices are found under stockouts and invoices. That's a repetition, and you can always retrieve them by searching for the reference number or the customer name using that particular search. So next thing that you'll also need to know is, where did the wastage go, or do we have a report for wastage? And yes, that can be found under product wastages, where you can always see the wastages that have been made over time. I can filter by date, export to CSV, that is comma separated values. It opens in Excel. So stay tuned for our next video, which is going to be mainly on reports, and that is it for now. Thank you.